to act as caretaker PM. Caretaker PM hopes new government will be formed soon. Hello and good evening. I'm Shuhaida Arifin. Welcome to News at 10. Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah has given consent to Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin to act as caretaker Prime Minister until a new Prime Minister is appointed. Comptroller of the Royal Household for Istana Negara, Dato' Ahmad Fadil Shamsuddin said the King made the decision after receiving the resignation letter from Tan Sri Muhyiddin and his entire cabinet, which took effect today. In a statement, Dato' Ahmad Fadil said the decision was in line with Article 40, subsection 2, subsection A and 43, subsection 2, subsection A of the Federal Constitution, which stated that the King shall first appoint as Prime Minister to preside over the Cabinet a member of Dewan Rakyat who, in his judgment, is likely to command the confidence of the majority of the members of that Dewan Rakyat. His Majesty also expressed appreciation to Tan Sri Muhyiddin and his cabinet for their contribution in administering the country under Perikatan Nasional since 1st of March 2020, especially in fighting COVID-19 pandemic. Dato' Ahmad Fadil said the King had also received information from the Election Commission Chairman that as of 10th of August, 79% of state constituencies are currently under COVID-19 red zones. Therefore, His Majesty opined that the execution of 15th general election is not the best option for the welfare and safety of the people. His Majesty also expressed hope that the endless political turmoil which had disrupted the government administration could be put to an end for the well-being of the people and the country's economy, which had been badly affected by COVID-19. Meanwhile, in a special address, Tan Sri Muhyiddin said he had tendered his resignation as the Prime Minister and that of the whole Cabinet to the Yang di-Pertuan Agong in accordance with Article 43, subsection 4 of the Federal Constitution because he had lost majority support in the Dewan Rakyat. He said he had initially proposed to use Parliament to determine his legitimacy as Prime Minister but decided to resign after 15 UMNO members of Parliament withdrew support for him and the opposition rejected his offer of cross-party cooperation.
Rayuan ikhlas daripada jutaan rakyat Malaysia agar saya meneruskan tugas saya dan jangan meletak jawatan saya dengar. Namun rayuan ini tidak dapat saya sambut kerana saya telah kehilangan kepercayaan majoriti ahli Dewan Rakyat. Saya boleh mengambil jalan mudah dengan saya mengorbankan prinsip saya untuk kekal sebagai Perdana Menteri. Tetapi saudara-saudari sekalian, itu bukan pilihan saya. Saya tidak akan sekali-kali bersekongkol dengan kumpulan kleptokrat. Saya sekali-kali tidak akan mengganggu kebebasan badan kehakiman, apalagi membelakangi perlembagaan persekutuan semata-mata untuk terus kekal berkuasa.
Tan Sri Muhyiddin said he had made various efforts till the last minute in a bid to keep the Perikatan Nasional PN government intact, at least until it had completed its duty in managing the COVID-19 pandemic and reviving the economy. However, he said his efforts were unsuccessful because certain parties were greedy in trying to grab power without considering its impact on the people's lives and livelihoods. Tan Sri Muhyiddin has expressed hope that a new government can be formed as soon as possible so that there are no disruption to the country's administration. He said the next 2 months were extremely important as Malaysia is expected to achieve herd immunity in October.
segala perancangan yang telah pun digariskan dalam pelan pemulihan negara tidak boleh terbantut. Sektor-sektor ekonomi perlu dibuka semula untuk kita pastikan ekonomi negara kita dapat pulih dengan segera dan rakyat dapat menjana pendapatan untuk menyara diri dan keluarga.
Tan Sri Muhyiddin said the momentum of the country's COVID-19 vaccination program must also not be affected, adding that Malaysia's record of having one of the highest vaccination rates in the world must continue. He also said that his former cabinet had booked 87 million doses of vaccine for the people, involving some 4.36 billion ringgit and sufficient for all Malaysians. Police reminded the people to stay calm and refrain from making any speculations regarding current national political climate. Inspector General of Police Datuk Seri Akril Sani said the Royal Malaysia Police PDRM assures that the country's security and public order is under control. In a released statement, Datuk Seri Akril Sani said police will ramp up surveillance in the country to ensure the well-being and security of Malaysians. He also said that PDRM will take stern action against anyone who uses any medium to incite sedition, disturb public order. The public are also reminded to continue adhere to the existing SOPs issued by the National Security Council (MKN) to curb the transmission of COVID-19. Any efforts, aid and initiatives involving larger sum allocations will not be affected by the current political climate, including the ongoing immunisation program PICK. Chief Secretary to the Government Tan Sri Muhammad Zuki Ali assured the public that the public sector, especially the frontliners, will give full commitment in ensuring governmental services proceed as usual. In his media statement, Tan Sri Muhammad Zuki said government personnel will continue to perform their duty as stipulated under the Federal Constitution and holding up to their public service pledge in performing their duty to the country and its people. He said administrative works will be led by Secretary General of each ministry and head of departments. Meanwhile, for defence personnel, especially Royal Malaysia Police PDRM and Royal Malaysian Army, Tan Sri Muhammad Zuki said they need to be fully prepared in protecting the security and order of this country. He added government machinery will remain committed to the concept of neutrality and government of the day based on rule of the day in carrying out any policies that had been approved upon before. A total of 19,740 new COVID-19 cases were reported today, a drop by over 800 cases compared to 20,546 cases yesterday. Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah said the new development brings the cumulative cases in the country to 1.42 million. In a statement today, the Health DG said that there were 70,450 recoveries, bringing the total number of those discharged to 1.162 million. There are 249,277 active cases, with 1,047 patients being treated in intensive care units and 520 needing respiratory assistance. Meanwhile, today's 274 deaths take the number of fatalities to 12,784. 9 states recorded 4-digit new cases, with the highest number of cases reported in Selangor at 5,706 cases, followed by Sabah, Kedah, Sarawak and Johor. The Health Ministry also detected 35 COVID-19 clusters in the past 24 hours, with 21 of them involved workplaces, 11 were linked to communities, 2 involve a high-risk group and 1 linked to the education sector. Negeri Sembilan to expedite vaccination among tourism workers. The Negeri Sembilan state government has reiterated its persistence in discussing with tourism industry players to speed up the second dose vaccination to enable the state to move into phase 2 of the National Recovery Plan (PPN). Almost 90% of the workers in the tourism sector in the state have received at least one dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Aminuddin Harun said the move is part of preparation to reopen the tourism sector if the state succeeded in its transition to the second phase of the National Recovery Plan.
Yang menariknya di Port Dickson, bilangan mereka yang telah menerima vaksin hampir 90%. Dan kita berharap bahawa kita telah berbincang dengan industri pelancongan tempoh hari supaya mereka mendapatkan 2 dos ini segera, supaya apabila kita dibuka ke fasa kedua, kita dah boleh menerima pelancong tempatan ataupun domestik di dalam negeri kita ini.
Also in the press conference, Datuk Seri Aminuddin informed that the state government has extended rental moratorium for stores, markets and residents under local authority until next month. Malaysia remains on the right trajectory for further economic recovery boosted by the surge in external demand supported by electrical and electronics, petroleum, rubber products, palm oil and chemical products. Ministry of International Trade and Industry MITI said this was based on the Bank Negara Malaysia BNM report on the country's second quarter of 2021 gross domestic product GDP, which grew 16.1% year-on-year against 0.5% contraction in Q1 2021. The manufacturing sector stood as the main contributor, recording a growth of 26.6% in Q2 2021 against 6.6% in Q1 2021. MITI said in terms of investment performance, a 17.4% jump in private investment in Q2 2021, totaling 59.3 billion ringgit against the corresponding period last year, proved a positive reflection of enhancement in capital expenditure in the service and manufacturing sectors. On foreign direct investment, it said the government would continue to attract more high values investment in technology and innovation to position Malaysia as an alternative supply chain hub in Asia. Export performance in 2021 is also forecasted for further growth, with the manufacturing sector ramping up production capacity to meet expansion in external demand. MITI added that the government reiterated its commitment to partner with industries and business communities towards building a robust economy and ensuring the continued well-being and prosperity of the rakyat. Police have crippled a syndicate masterminded by a man known as Datuk Ken, with the arrest of the key suspect and 15 individuals in a series of raids during a special operation in Rawang and Gombak. Selangor Police Chief Datuk Arjunaidi Muhammad said the key suspect, aged 40, was arrested with his wife, aged 41, at their residence in Rawang last 11th August. Dato' Arjunaidi said investigations revealed that the man was engaged in illegal activities such as online gambling, Bitcoin mining and illegal money lending business since 2014. It is believed the syndicate was able to earn profit of up to 6 million ringgit a year from gambling activities, 800,000 ringgit a month from Bitcoin mining and 2 million ringgit from money lending activities by charging interest of 8 to 10% of borrowers who are mostly close friends and businessmen.
Hasil daripada tangkapan di ini, Jabatan Siasatan Jenayah Selangor dan juga unit AMLA Bukit Aman telah merampas dan menyita 14 buah kenderaan pelbagai jenama. Kita akan tunjukkan nanti. 14 unit rumah, 3 unit rumah kedai dan wang tunai termasuk mata wang asing, dan pembukuan. Kita telah membuat pembukuan ke atas 71 akaun bank yang mana anggaran jumlah keseluruhan rampasan dan juga sitaan adalah mencecah hampir 33 juta ringgit.
On the arrest of the 15 individuals, Dato' Arjunaidi said they were aged between 17 and 40 and were believed to be members of the syndicate. He said 13 of them were charged at the Selayang Court Complex under the Common Gaming Houses Act 1953, 3 days after their arrest. Police are now looking for two men, Chua Seong Hui and Hiao Hee Soon, to help with further investigations. Johor Police busted a local drug trafficking syndicate that has been using frozen goods as a front to ferry ganja from Kelantan all the way down to South Johor. State Police Chief Commissioner Dato' Ayub Khan Maidin Piche said the syndicate was found to be using interstate travel letters to avoid detection while going through roadblocks set up by authorities. In a media conference today, Dato' Ayub Khan said police have arrested 10 suspects, including a woman aged between 26 and 48, believed to be the syndicate's members during a series of raids in Kulai and around the state on 8 August. Two of the suspects are civil servants, while the woman works as an executive officer, and 8 of them were tested positive for drugs.
Modus operandi sindiket ini adalah dengan menggunakan motor lori yang telah diubah sesuai dengan ruangan khas untuk membawa bekalan dadah sebelum dipindahkan kepada kereta yang dipercayai masuk daripada negara jiran. Sindiket ini telah beroperasi sejak Disember 2019.
Dato' Ayub Khan also said the police seized some 175 kilograms of ganja worth 441,163 ringgit, as well as 6 cars, 2 lorries, 2 motorcycles, various personal belongings, a bank account with 6,972 ringgit and 45,550 ringgit in cash from the suspects. He said the seized items and drugs were worth 797,762 ringgit, while background checks showed 7 of them have prior drug-related records. All of the suspects have been remanded until 22nd August to assist in investigations under Section 39B of the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952. The Sheikh Tahir Astronomical Centre in Jalan Pantai Aceh in Balik Pulau is unsafe for occupation following a landslide triggered by a heavy downpour. Balik Pulau Fire Station Chief Muhammad Faris Idris said they were alerted of the incident at 2:30 p.m. and no one was injured.
Telah menerima panggilan mengenai tanah runtuh di Jalan Pantai Aceh, berdekatan dengan pusat falak Sheikh Tahir. Menerima panggilan pada pukul 2.30 dan bomba bergegas ke tempat kejadian dan mendapati tanah dan batu menggelongsor ke bawah dan tiada mangsa. Kemudian pada pemerhatian pihak bomba mendapati bangunan ini tidak selamat diduduki untuk buat sementara waktu.
Muhammad Faris said the main road around Jalan Pantai Aceh has been temporarily closed to facilitate the cleaning works. Meanwhile, the State Infrastructure and Transport Committee Chairman Zairil Khair Johari said cleaning up works are being carried out by the Public Works Department at the site and may take a day or two to complete. Police are looking for family members or relatives of the 3 individuals who were burned to death when the car they were travelling in crashed and burst into flames at Jalan Masjid Negeri in Georgetown earlier today. Timur Laut District Police Chief ACP Sofian Santong said until now, police are yet to ascertain the identity and gender of the 3 victims, as the Toyota Vios car they were travelling in was 90% burnt and the bodies were the victims were charred. ACP Sofian said the police were informed of the incident at 3:05 a.m. today. When they arrived, a team from the Fire and Rescue Department was already at the scene. There were 3 bodies in the car, including 1 in the driver's seat. The fire rescue team took about half an hour to extricate the charred remains from the wreckage before the bodies were sent to Pulau Pinang Hospital for post-mortem. ACP Sofian urged those with information on the crash or witnesses, as well as those with information on the victims, to contact the nearest police station. ordered Japan to extend state of emergency lockdown through mid-September. That's it from us this evening. In our top story, caretaker PM hopes new government will be formed soon. Join us for updates at noon at 12:30 tomorrow. I'm Shuhaida Arifin. Thank you for watching.